Hello everybody, welcome back to another gameplay video here on Comedian MTG. Now I want to jump right into this game because it is probably one of my favorite games ever recorded. We have 17 spells cast in this game before we even get to somebody's second turn. This game is absolutely wild and I can't wait for you guys to see it. It has some of my favorite people in all of the cEDH community and it's a great game. While I have you here on YouTube, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot and it's completely free. And if you are feeling generous and want to go that extra mile, please go check out our Patreon. Link is going to be down below. Patreon members get to not only have exclusive access to the Comedian MTG Discord, but they also get their name in the credits at the end of the show, including a bunch of other benefits as well, so go check that out. Let's do a little refresh on Winota. The point is to attack with non-human creatures and flip over into combo pieces that are humans. The deck also plays a number of stacks, non-humans and humans to lock down your opponent's strategy until you have enough time to combo your own. Village Bellringer, Combat Celebrant, and Zealous Conscripts all combo with Kiki-Jiki and Splinter Twin to make Infinite Attackers, which is our main combo in the deck. There's also lines with Conspicuous Snoop outlined in our primer, which will be in the description down below. Without further ado, let's check out today's pod. First up, we have Looter Scooter from the Dockside Extortionists. She's playing Thrasios, Kraum, Dirtle Control. After that, Smooth Moves, also known as Alex. He's on a more stacks version of Yuriko. After that's me, and I'm on Winota. And finally, it's Crossfire Cat, who's on his own version of Winota. Let's check out my opening 7. My opening hand is a Mod Catcher, Village Bellringer, Marsh Flats, Mana Crypt, Gemstone Caverns, Imperial Recruiter, and a Remorseful Cleric. Now this hand is obviously insane. I can have up to 4 mana on the first turn in the game. What I decide to do is exile the Remorseful Cleric to the Gemstone Caverns. This is just because it's probably the weakest card in our hand. This hand is very able to combo off extremely early in the game. Now normally you don't want to get rid of your non-human creatures, but I really don't intend to play the fair game with this hand. I really want to be able to just dump a ton of mana onto the table or combo off as early as turn 2. Now Mod Catcher in this hand is great because the fair case on that card is that turn 2 we can go grab something like a Rabblemaster, which is awesome when it curves into Winota. But the unfair case is usually something like grabbing a Goblin Recruiter on upkeep if we have 6 mana, or grabbing our Kiki-Jiki, which is obviously the other half of our combo piece. And seeing as I already have Village Bellringer in hand, I definitely know there's some shenanigans I can get up to by playing Mod Catcher on the first turn of the game. Alright, let's begin. So we see a turn 1 Chromox into Thrasios, followed up by a Mox Amber from Looter Scooter, which is a great start for any Thrasios deck. And the crazy starts don't stop here. We see a turn 1 Mana Crypt from Alex. He ponders into a Chromox, which he then uses that in the Mana Crypt to play a Demonic Tutor, which is an absolutely insane start. Now, what he was getting here was a mystery to the table until he made a joke about grabbing an Ornithopter. Now, Alex is a bit of a goofball, so we didn't really take him seriously. Until...
I'm gonna cast this here Ornithopter.
So, my draw for turn is a Silence, which means that the combo turn I was talking about earlier is pretty viable, so I definitely just jam out the Mod Catcher here. Now, Crossfire Cat, knowing the deck really well, alerts my opponents to the fear that I probably could go off next turn, so there's a lot of conversation at the table about how dangerous Mod Catcher actually is. However, no one ends up responding to the Mod Catcher and they let it resolve, especially seeing as I will have to cast at least one more spell for me to actually win the game. With Mod Catcher still in the stack, Alex cycles a Street Wraith, but has no actual responses, as I said. And as the crazy turn 1s continue, we go to Crossfire Cat, who dumps a Mana Crypt and a Chrome Mox and taps that into a Dockside Extortionist. Now, here he plays an Imperial Recruiter afterwards, which then grabs a Goblin Recruiter, allowing him to set up a win for turn 2. Now, Crossfire tries a little bit of politicking here, but it does not quite work.
I can't draw the card, so I mean...
You win next turn! It doesn't matter!
You'll win next turn.
Alex, trying to intervene, throws down a Force of Will. However, Crossfire has it all and responds with a Red Elemental Blast. Now we get to see Crossfire's pile. It consists of a Kiki-Jiki, a Torch Courier, a Skirk Prospector, a Mog Fanatic, and a Goblin Rabblemaster. Now, I can't for the life of me tell you why we started doing this, but we were having a good time while Crossfire was tutoring. Now, with the looming threat of turn 2 wins, Looter ends up just playing a Rhystic Study and throwing the turn to Alex. Now, Alex, being a man on a mission, moves directly to combat on his turn.
I'm gonna swing Ornithopter over Crossfire, f*** you.
Wow.
Get dunked on.
He flips in his commander, Yuriko, and flips over a Tarnished Citadel. He plays an Ornithopter and doesn't pay the Rhystic Study so that hopefully Looter can draw an answer. On my upkeep, I cast the Silence that I drew for turn last turn. Now this does get countered by a Flusterstorm, but I'm still confident in the fact that I can still go for the win here. Still on my upkeep, I activate the Mogcatcher, grabbing Dockside, which makes me 9 treasures. I then play the Village Bellringer from my hand, which actually untaps all my creatures, including the Mogcatcher, meaning I can go activate it again.
He had it!
I knew it!
Crossfire had been trying to convince the table that I had the win the whole game, and turns out he was right. So I end up activating Mogcatcher again, grabbing Kiki Jiki. I then make infinite Bellringers and kill the table. Thank you for joining us for another gameplay episode here on Comedian MTG. I hope you all have an amazing week. Bye! Remember, you can have your name up here as well. Just check us out at patreon.com/comedianmtg.